JM Today, bringing you the up-to-date news coverage that you want to see.
After and the plan for peace in the Middle East. You've been, I mean, from this podium or even from many other platforms in the U.S. government, you've been pushing for months now for a day after plan from the Israelis, and you're pushing with the regional players to find a formula for a peace that will last, everlasting peace. But what we hear from the Israelis is in a different page. They are opposing any Palestinian control of Gaza. They're not willing to enter any discussion internally about the day after. And in principle, the Netanyahu government and his factions are against the two-state solution. You've been pushing for months. Do you have any way of pushing more or exerting more pressure on the Israelis to engage in that?
So a few things about this. Just one kind of factual note. So with respect to plans for the day after, I spoke about this a little bit lately. We have seen the Israeli government start to develop more of their own plans and put more of their own plans forward. Not as advanced as we would like to see, certainly, but just as a factual matter, they have been starting to have those conversations internally, and they've been having those conversations with us, and I believe they've been having those conversations with others in the region as well. Which is not to say that there is a fully formed plan that is ready to go, or certainly one that would be acceptable to the broader community, but they are at least advancing in their thinking of that issue. But I would say that with respect to the longer term issue, ultimately Israel is going to have to make some tough choices, which is always the case. It's been the case with this struggle between Israel and Palestinians for decades, that ultimately resolving it requires tough choices by both sides of this conflict. And to get to, in our view, a lasting end of this conflict, it's going to have to take tough decisions by Israel. The case that we will make to them, to get to your question, is that ultimately making some of these tough decisions is actually in their interest. It's in their long-term security interest. It is, of course, in the interest of the Palestinian people to see lasting stability in Gaza, to see reconstruction, to see a better form of governance than what they've had since Hamas took control of the Strip a couple of decades ago. But it's also in Israel's long-term security interest to find a lasting resolution to this conflict. So we will continue to press that case to them, but they will have to make decisions for themselves, as every sovereign country has to do. But it is just our view, and we certainly hope that the people of Israel will ultimately endorse this view as well, that continuing to have this long-term security threat staring them in the face is a problem for their security, and it is a barrier to their long-term integration with the region, which is something Israel has wanted from the very founding.
Be sure to tell us what you think in the comments section and share the video. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. We have decided to bring videos on the news stories that you care about.